Welcome back, you spectacular cornflake eaters, to another exciting day of Let's Playing Baldur's Gate. We have a bit of housekeeping to take care of. Don't worry, shouldn't take too long before we begin the episode. I noticed that there were problems with our mod. It wasn't apparent to me initially while I was playing, but it turned out that I realized Luther wasn't saying anything when we were clicking on him. Turned out there was this whole slew of things we need to do to fix. I'll release a tutorial video on it later, so if you have downloaded the Luther mod and are unsure of how to actually get it to work, look out for that video. I'll go over how to get it installed for you. Otherwise, we're back. Luther is properly talking.
Save your thank
when we click on him.
That would, of course, be me.
It's beautiful. We have proper subtitles now. Finally, everything is running smoothly. Also, Lepcis released a 2.0 version. Don't worry, this will be the version that's available for download. So some of the lines here might be slightly different. He polished up a couple things, and I don't know personally what he changed, but
and will not go lightly.
I'm just happy Luther talks now when we click on him. Alright, last we left off, we just picked up Edwin, and I think we were on our way to kill some evil witch named Dinah here. I'm sure she totally deserves it. Oh no, it's Nuber.
Hi, I'm Nuber. Nice place, huh?
Yep, well, Nuber, we got things to say to you, buddy. Hey, Nuber. Goodbye, Nuber.
A trusting fellow.
And that's the end of Nuber. He shall never plague us ever again. Ever. Alright. You know, as exciting as it was to come in this direction, we are actually going to go back up to the store. I know it's going to be a bit of a hike. I probably should have told everyone to go that direction while I was explaining the whole Luther thing. But here we are. Oh, that's right. We were looking for 600 more gold. I don't think we're going to get it in Nashkel. Nashkel is not exactly the place you would think of when you're thinking of riches and royalty. There just isn't a lot of people to steal from here.
Thank God. That would, of course, be me.
I love it. I love it. These the Luther lines are great. I guess I can point out that there actually are some lines here in the Luther pack that weren't used in the game. When they were ripped, Lepcis was able to find all sorts of Luther lines that weren't, as far as I can understand, weren't in the actual game. I gave them all a listen. I was like, I don't recognize this, but that's Luther's voice. So we might actually even get some lines here that probably haven't been heard by that many people. Anyway, all right, we're at the store. Let's focus on getting what we can get. Unfortunately, we can't get that beautiful, beautiful plate mail. It's just too expensive. But we can outfit Montron in proper gear for once. The man is a fighter thief, and he's running around in leather armor like he just does not care. I don't understand it. He also has a short sword and no bow. I'm not really sure, though, if he's proficient in bows or not. No, he's proficient in sling. Now, that's an interesting one. So I guess we'll give him a sling. Strange to have a fighter thief with 2 points of proficiency in sling, but whatever. If he has them, we'll give them to him. Alright, we'll go, that's going to be 3 slots full, and then we'll go another 3 slots full. Oh, you can only buy 20 at a time? Well, and then we'll just buy 4 more. Hey, I want to buy multiples. Wait, why can't he? Hold up, what's going on here? Oh, he legitimately is full. Alright, well that's fine. We're actually going to give that splint mail to Luther, and you know what? No one likes books. Turns out books are not very profitable. They only sell for 1, and this guy doesn't even buy them, so we're just going to dump them all ceremoniously in front of him. Like, hey man, I heard you like books.
Thank God. And will not go lightly.
The best south of Waterdeep.
So just have a bunch of books. Anyway. 4 more. And Montron will be set for the most part. How much money left do we have? 246. Alright. We know Czar is proficient in dagger, which would make him a better candidate for using throwing daggers. Our mages, of course, only having that 1 point of weapon proficiency at the early levels. Quarterstaff. Dagger, not great. So let's just
Who
go
can
ahead
resist the mighty
and...
strength of
Poor,
Luther?
what with the iron shortage and all.
Let's go ahead and just give them a sling. They're not proficient in it, but it's better than having nothing. And unfortunately, our Nashkellian friend here does not sell throwing daggers, so Zar is just out of luck. 24 is the magic number. It's going to give us 3 slots of Quirl, stones full, and 3 slots in reserve. Of course, getting that sling ready. Alright, so Edwin is set. Montron is set. We are the party of slings. Zar, we'll hold off on those daggers until we get to a fight where he really needs them. And Zar is set. Do we have any scrolls that we want to pass off to Edwin? Probably these ones. Zar will generously pass those off to our newly met friend here.
What?
Are you kidding me? Alright, so this is kind of the BS that I was talking about, where writing spells has a percentage chance of failure. I thought it showed up here. Yeah, chance to learn spell, 85%, so somehow, miraculously, we rolled a 15 or lower when we went to go have Edwin write that in the spell book. It's a stupid mechanic, and it's not worth reloading. We'll probably just roll with it unless we find a really rare spell and fail to write it. In fact, let's just go ahead and save now, and we'll write these ones into Monteron's book. Magic Missile, Classic. Shield, not very good. You know what? We don't even care that he failed to write Shield. Although one has to question, what's Zar's chance? Zar's chance is only 75. Oh, I see. There's a 1 point of wisdom difference between the two. Apparently that accounts for 10% extra chance to learn a spell. Well, we rolled a d4 and we got a 1 on Zar, so I guess we'll just miss out on Shield. Again, not a really big deal. Shield is mostly used to absorb magic missiles. I can't check the stats because we failed to write it, but I'm pretty sure that's predominantly its main use. It might have a secondary effect, like it might give you a little bit of extra AC or something like that, but it's pretty pointless except for the function of blocking magic missile spells exclusively. Alright, again, we don't care about books anymore. He's gonna pitch these. Hey! Pitch them. We'll load everyone up on their potions. Luther is set to go. These are situational potions. Potion of Clarity might become useful at some point, not really sure. Potion of Insulation, that's going to require us to know that we're going to run into electrical damage, which is not completely rare, but it's uncommon, and so just quaffing that at random intervals would not really do us much good.
Savior, and will not go lightly.
Customer is always right.
I have a feeling that we're going to need a short bow in the future, and so we'll pick up the requisite. Let's go with 12. 12 quirls. Sorry, 12. Is it called a quirl? What's it called up here? What's this slot called? Quiver. 12 quivers of arrows, along with the short bow.
Prices are the best
a trusting
south of
fellow.
Waterdeep.
So we've purchased all of the kind of necessary things. Let's look for unnecessary things, like perhaps another bastard sword is in order for Luther in case his breaks. Same with Monteron. Monteron's good at short swords, right? Short sword, yeah. Alright, so short swords aren't the best, but we'll have him play to his strength. So here's another short sword for him. We don't need to worry about the wizards. Their weapons will never break. They're not made of iron. We're shy of another splint mail. That's unfortunate, but I think that's just the reality that we live in. We have this longsword here. We don't care about this. This is this guy, or the shopkeeper. Does he have a name? No, he's just a storekeep. Nashkel storekeep doesn't have a name. We'll keep the short sword in tow here. Yeah, and I think that's it. Alright, we're ready to go.
Hey, this is a trusting fellow.
Now, what's this strange crowd over here?
See? Such feats are easy when you learn to focus their energies through the light of Selune.
It seems like some sort of Selune follower. I bet you can't do that while juggling an axe, a supple, and a hedgehog.
Perhaps not yet. But as I continue to improve my physical and mental skills by turning my inner light outward, I may yet perform such feats. My name is Rasad, and I am a humble monk of the Sun Soul.
Alright, so Rasad, humble monk of the Sun Soul, is one of the 3 new characters they added when they released Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. If you know anything about monks, they were added in Baldur's Gate 2, and they suck. They suck a lot because they were balanced for the level at which they start in Baldur's Gate 2. In Baldur's Gate 1, monks are one of the biggest liability classes you could ever have. They have terrible abilities, they can't fight, they can't wear armor, they run faster than the party, so they're always out in front, the first person to get hit, they're shieldless. Do I need to even go on? But there's more. They suck a lot. Rasad is a glorified sling wielder in Baldur's Gate EE. There's just no other way to look at him. He is bad. If you take him along, you're taking him along because you are interested in a new character, and that is about it. That's okay. So let's take him along.
May I tell you more about the Order of the Sun Soul?
Look, if you're just asking for money, here's a gold. Don't spend it all in one place.
I am grateful for your coin. I would be pleased to offer you something in...
Hey, what are you supposed to be then? Some sort of kick puncher? Come on, take a poke at me. I dares you.
I have come not to fight, but to demonstrate a few...
Oh, so that's how it is, eh? You prance about, pretending to be some sort of odd man, but you're just a coward, right?
So we have a commoner apparently egging Rasad on. I'm kind of with the commoner here.
I am not afraid to defend myself, but I do not seek out conflict without purpose. Instead, I wish to share the light of the Moon Maiden.
Sounds weak.
Oh, I get it. You're some kind of simpering priest, just pretending you knows how to fight, but really just begging for coins, yeah?
A Sun Soul monk uses mind, body, and spirit in equal portions, but not to prove his martial superiority. Rather, he seeks to better the lives of those around him.
Rasad is just frustratingly sticking to that moral high ground.
Yeah, save it for temple school, boy. If you're not gonna fight nobody, I won't waste any more time on you.
Are you going to take that from him, Baldy? Or are you all talk?
It may seem that way, but the truth is that I reserve my fighting skills for when they are needed, not for the amusement of others.
I'm not buying that. Here's 10 gold. It's for you if you can beat that big boy over here. Otherwise, it's for him.
10 gold. Get over here, monk.
This conflict is unnecessary.
That is such a great line. Rasad just came into town to look for people to convert to Selune, and he's just like, how did I get roped into this?
Brace yourself, Baldy. Here comes me right hook, known in these parts as the Widow Maker.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, that was fast.
Oh, what hit me?
Nice. That was 10 gold well spent.
Here, allow me to help you stand.
Who are you? And how did I end up on the ground here?
You will be all right. Just go home and lie down for a while.
Mumsy, I'm coming home.
That was unfortunate, but perhaps he has learned a lesson about engaging in unnecessary violence. And I will put the gold to good use.
I love that we actually paid him the 10 gold. I mean, why not? It was 10 gold to see a commoner get punched out by a monk of Selune. Selune. Definitely worth it. And here I thought monks just illuminated manuscripts and brewed beer.
You seem like someone who would appreciate the tenets of my order. May I tell you more about Selune and the Sun Soul monks?
What? He's relentless. We tell him he looks... We tell him... Hold on, it's not letting us go up. Here we go. What was the exact line? We make fun of monks saying that all they were good for is brewing beer, and he responds by saying, oh, you look like you're someone who's interested in my tenets of Selune. We're not. Actually, I want you to join me.
I have had trouble making ends meet since coming to Nashkel. If doing so gives me the chance to help others find their inner light, I will be glad to join you.
All right, so we have Rasad, the liability or Sun Soul monk on our team. Now, of course, Rasad is I believe it'll show it here somewhere. Oh, Doi, over here. Rasad is a lawful good monk. We are an evil party. We're bringing him along to create conflict within the party. Perhaps Luther was impressed by Rasad's fighting prowess, but cares nothing for the tenets of Rasad and simply sees him as a easily acquired strong arm that he can take advantage of for the time being. You see him scooting along there. So monks get this 10% movement speed bonus or something like that. It's incredibly frustrating because essentially what it means is they are constantly scooting out in front of the party and getting themselves killed.
And will not go lightly.
It definitely is a cool ability if you're playing tabletop D&D, but the problem is when you're playing D&D on the Infinity engine, it just comes off as a liability more often than not. I wish you could toggle it on and off, or I wish it only activated during combat or something like that, because, well, you would just not have to do what we're doing right now quite as much, where we're pulling Luther way ahead to make sure that Monk Boy doesn't run out in front. Even already you can see here he's caught up. So we're gonna have to do the same thing where we
and will not go
grab Luther and pull him way in front to prevent Rasad from running in. I'm gonna let's see, command sounds, selection sounds. Nope, that's all normal. I thought Luther was perhaps talking a bit more than normal, but I think I'm just not used to him talking at all.
Who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
Anyway, it looks like our passage through Ulcaster was surprisingly... Oh, well, there, speak too soon. I was gonna say, surprisingly uneventful. Ulcaster isn't the most dangerous place on Earth, but you can run into a fair number of skeletons, along with Cobalt Commandos are really what you're gonna be afraid of. And see, Rasad is up here fighting with no armor, and we cannot afford to let anything attack him. 8 HP, armor class of 5. Now, having 5 armor class without actually wearing armor, that is impressive to a point, but yeah, decent enough stats though. 16 strength, 16 dex, not really helping him at all with the con. Int really doesn't matter, 9 is all he needs. Wisdom is fairly high, charisma is decent enough. I'm not super experienced with using monks, to be honest. Looks like they can stealth. Oh, and detect traps? Now that's interesting. I thought Sun Soul monks got some sort of weird ability. We could probably look that up. It's not important.
Can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
Really, the strength from playing a monk comes at some of the higher levels. Odd. Alright, we're getting a dialogue with Rasad. You appear troubled. Does a shadow lie upon your soul, Luther of Gladstone? No. It's just something I ate.
In times of discomfort, I remember the words of our masters at the monastery. Like the full moon, this too shall wane.
We've got stomach cramps, and the only thing Rasad says is some metaphorical thing about this too shall wane.
This is a trusting fellow.
Nah, it's great. I just do think it's funny. Rasad truly is a character so dedicated to his cause that he almost seems oblivious to a fault. He's so aligned with what he's doing. Anyway, I realize I didn't explain what we were doing coming this way, because last time we were going down to the Nashkel Mines as well as the Null Stronghold, which is our ultimate destination. Don't you worry. We're just bopping up here to hit a couple locations to get them on our map, in addition to... Well, Luther seems to think that perhaps someone will be in this direction that we can recruit.
Knowledge used wisely is the most powerful of tools.
30 degrees latitude, longitude varying greatly, moons in conjunction with... Oh, pardon my lack of focus, but I've been studying the skies for some time now. Now I have a positively wicked kink in my neck, and I cannot seem to focus on anything closer than the horizon. Such are the pains of astrology, I suppose. I have little time for such nonsense. I have heard many talks such as you, and if that is honestly your belief, then so be it. There is little I could do to change your mind, even if I wish to waste the energy on trying. It is a shame, though. Such interesting times are ahead. I suppose some of the excitement is in the uncertainty, but I prefer to take whatever advantage I can. My patron is quite rich from my efforts. Regardless, I wish you well on your journey. Galileus is a fortune teller who uses astrology to predict the future. If you ask him to... Of course, we blew him off because, you know, well, we're evil, Luther. We don't care about astrology. But if you do pressure him into a reading, he goes insane and I believe tries to kill you. So maybe it's all the better that we didn't ask him for a reading. We spared his life. Nope, this is the wrong place. Lightly. We don't want Larswood, not for some time. Ah! A single wolf accosts us. Luther got hit. Was that a 20? Yeah, wolf rule is a 20. So maximum damage from a wolf is 6? Because a crit guarantees, what, double damage? On I need more of that. Maybe it's just double damage, not max damage. We are really getting killed here. I'm kind of surprised. Rasad isn't going to last very long against that wolf, so we'll pull him out. We'll have Luther swap over to his crossbow.
This is a trusting fellow.
Again, I'm quite surprised that
who can resist the mighty strength
a single wolf hit us twice, dealing quite a bit of damage. That's fine. We don't have a healer in the party, so we're just going to use a healing potion.
This is a trusting fellow.
Oh, and here I am going to the wrong place again. I'm so happy Luther's talking in mode. It's like getting a little difficult to... Should we turn him down? I really don't want to. We'll turn him down just a little. This will be a little easier for me to think now.
Who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
But yeah, Larswood, not our final destination. Again, Luther is guided by some unseen calling.
I'll be much more agreeable with rest.
To go this direction, apparently, before going into the Null Stronghold and the Nashgale Mines.
This is a trusting fellow.
Wait. Our next assailants may just live.
Oh boy, we did this wrong. Oh no, oh no. Okay, we're all right. So we're gonna have to leave. I know this is gonna be really goofy. No, because if we leave, it'll take 12 hours to go back to the temple. We're gonna run out of time. Edwin will get angry. I think Montaron and Zar won't get angry because we've gone to Nashgale. Essentially, what it is the NPCs will get upset if you don't do their quests within a certain threshold. I think the best way to fix this... No, okay, Korax is leaving us alone. We're going to go to sleep. Now we're going to talk to Korax.
Fight me, Korax. Me friend.
Wait, me no want to fight. Oh, wait, that's just what he already said. You can be our friend, but you better not do anything that'll make us mad. Me will be a good boy. Me promise. Me will help you with anything you need. Alright, so the reason we didn't want to go to sleep after recruiting Korax is because after getting him on your team, there is a timer. Once the timer runs out, Korax becomes hostile. Korax is indeed a ghoul. We have a ghoul on our team. Luther, probably enjoying detestable company, sees a talking ghoul and thinks, awesome, we've got a talking ghoul. Who wouldn't want one of those?
Who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
We do want to baby Korax a little bit and keep him out of dangerous path because he serves a very important role here in this. Okay, now hang on. Alright, apologies. He serves a very important role in just this area in general. Now, unfortunately, Luther just keeps getting hit here. In spite of having an armor class of -1, that split mail just isn't doing him any favors. And Korax just got hit, which isn't good. We need everyone in here pitching things at this knoll. Okay, we're in control again. Luther will chug another potion, we're back in the game. Alright, so this seems to be some sort of strange person in the forest, completely on their own. Alright, now this is Shartil, a rather sexist fighter who hates men or thinks them the lesser sex. Our job here is to engage Shartil
Hold, travelers.
in a
I
duel.
challenge your best warrior to a duel.
I don't fight women, so only men should step forward. Sure. What are the rules and rewards for winning? I win and you give me 20 gold. In the unlikely event that one of you bests me, I'll pledge my sword to your cause. Sounds good to us. Will your champion step forward? Don't entertain any thoughts about cheating. If any of the rest of you try to interfere in this fight, I'll kill them outright. So this is an interesting fight that Luther honestly would probably lose. I think you've already seen the success or lack of success he's had while fighting the random creatures wandering around the forest and whatnot. But, interestingly enough, Korax does not count as an actual party member here. So what we're going to do is have Korax attack her, which is going to, of course, use the ghoul's ability to hold person. So now Shartil is held here, giving Luther just ample opportunity to come in here and land a good hit. Now, if you do try to attack her with your other party members, she becomes hostile and will fight to the death. However, again, since we used Korax to harm her, and then allowed Luther here to deliver the finishing blow, so to say, she will treat us as if we won the duel fair and square.
Hey, this is a trusting fellow.
After her paralysis wears off, of course. I can't believe this. I'm beaten. By a man, no less. I guess I must keep my word. I pledge my sword to your cause, however stupid it may be. Good. You had better prove your worth. Of course I'll prove my worth. Won't be too hard in this group. Alright, so we have Shartil. Shartil is not the worst fighter in the game. She specializes in dual wielding,
I love bloodshed.
as you can see, with a long sword and dagger already equipped, and 2 points put into 2 weapon style, as well as the appropriate point in longsword and dagger. Now, if you take a look at her stats, she has a strength that is pretty decent, 1858, so she's on the higher end of the exceptional strength meter. Very, very high dex, which is pretty important for a fighter, so that you get that bonus AC. However, this is really the deal breaker for her. A con of 9. What kind of fighter has a con of 9? This is why we're going to help her out a lot and not reform her. We're going to dual class her into probably what she should actually be, which is a thief. Now, this will give us our first taste of dual classing. We already went into all the details, so you should already be familiar with it in the introductory episode. Thief is the only available class for her to duel into, because you have to have the requisite stats in order to qualify for specific classes. Now, though, we have to juggle where to put weapon proficiency points. Now, you might be tempted to think, oh, we could put points into longsword and dagger, so that when she regains her thief ability, those other points she had in longsword and dagger add up, and then she'll have 2 points in longsword and dagger. Doesn't work like that. The way it works is it takes whatever is the highest. So it takes the highest number of points from either class and then uses that number. So for instance, if we put 2 points into longsword, which we can't actually do, but if we put 2 points into longsword and then regained our our fighter aspect by gaining more levels than in thief than she had originally in fighter, and I know we didn't check, but she's a level 2 fighter, so we need to get to a level 3 thief, I believe. She would, and somehow if we put 2 points into longsword, she would reactivate her fighter class at level 3 thief and have only 2 points in longsword, 1 point in dagger, and 2 in 2 weapon fighting. So I think that makes it clear enough at least. It's just, it takes whichever class had the highest and uses that number. So essentially what we want to do is put points into things that weren't from her fighter class, which is a little disappointing because we would rather put points into longsword or put points further into 2 weapon style, but they would be wasted. So instead, we're going to put, let's just put a point in short bow and a point in dart. They're not amazing, but we don't really want her using short swords. Katanas and ninjatos and wakizashis and scimitars are woefully underrepresented in Baldur's Gate 1. Daggers, you know, she has that. We're never going to use her with daggers or half of these other weapons because she has that fighter aspect that's going to unlock. We want her to use those longswords. So again, shortbow and dart are just kind of the consolation prize. Anyway, we do want a thief that can actually open locks. So we'll go ahead and pump up open locks there. And so yeah, we now have Shartil as a thief who had to eject the helmet because the helmet is not a thief equipable piece of gear. So we did lose that, but that's fine. And very quickly we'll be able to level her up. She'll regain her fighter aspect. And we'll have a very competent thief with 17 dex and a very high strength. Now, we're not entirely done here in this forest. You might not realize it, but this forest is infested with basilisks. And you guessed it, we're not done with Korax the Ghoul yet, because Korax, being a member of the undead, is immune to being turned into stone. So when we run into these basilisks, we'll go ahead and point Korax towards them first. The basilisk will engage with Korax, preventing any danger to our party of being turned into stone. If we're lucky, Korax will paralyze this basilisk like that. We're going to swap everyone over to their ranged weapons.
Save your thanks.
I think I am going to have to lower the master volume here. Oh, there is no master volume. Music is just a touch loud. Oh wait, that's not music. Okay, it's a little quieter now.
Thank God.
Anyway, with everyone equipped with their ranged weapons, we'll pull Rasad back. We did buy the short bow for Shartil, so we're going to go ahead and equip her with that. And we did put the weapon proficiency point in it, so she won't be totally garbage with it. Basically, everyone but Rasad needs to just chuck things at this frozen basilisk. We'll even have Korax begin walking towards the other one, since we're going to repeat the process with that one.
Thank God. That would, of course, be me.
And there we have it, a rather dangerous enemy worth 1400 EXP that we're able to take out with not really too much trouble. They each had a gold ring, so bonus money to boot.
Savior, who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
Some of Korax's lines are pretty good as well.
Thank God. Hey, this is a trusting fellow.
At any rate, we need to push on just a little bit more here, but we again have to be very careful. Now, we're going to let Korax use his base AI as a ghoul to engage with the basilisk that's off screen here, and we're going to wait until Korax manages to freeze the basilisk. And I think he successfully did, based on the sound effect we just heard. So let's have Monster on Hide in Shadows, which apparently failed. Alright, Rasad, you hide in shadows. You failed at doing that. Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll just inch Luther forward a little bit. Oh, okay, and there we have a greater basilisk that is neutral to us. We want to make sure to skirt around the edge of that. Greater basilisks are a lot more intimidating, for obvious reasons. Nope, we don't want to see that wizard. Alright, here we are. Nope, we lost vision. Nope, okay, sorry, I keep saying nope. Apologies. There's a lot going on. Essentially what we're doing is we're targeting this neutral greater basilisk, and we're going to wait to see... Yeah, it seems like Korax was able to stun him as well. Now we'll go ahead and talk to this crazy wizard. Maybe.
This is a trusting fellow.
Here we go. Greetings. I am Mutamin. I hope you enjoy the artwork my pretty lizards have sculpted. They sculpt with their eyes. They sculpt when nasty travelers come by. Yes. I don't like nasty travelers. They should keep to the roads. Is it just me, or is the world filled with wackos? Alright, Mr. Cyclonome, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but we're really not interested in your rock garden. You will go nowhere. You will join the beautiful work of art that stands before you. You will become a piece of the art forever. Well, so all the basilisks around here apparently belong to this crazy gnome. And we're going to focus fire on him as much as we can because he is a spellcaster, meaning that if he actually starts getting some of his spells off, we could be in a bit of trouble. Now's a good time for Montaron to use his Larlock's Minor Drain. Unfortunately, Rasad is continuing to be a little bit useless here. Everyone else is just going to use their ranged attack. With any luck, we'll manage to paralyze him. Wow, that was a bit lucky that we got the paralysis off so early. But again, that's just showing the value of Korax the Ghoul. We'll continue to pick off this Greater Basilisk from range. Now, Greater Basilisks, again, much more dangerous of an enemy, worth 7,000 EXP, which is certainly going to help us boost Shard's heal back up to where she needs to be. I don't see any other basilisks. I thought there were a couple more, but I might be wrong about that. Anyway, we're going to take all the gear from the gnomish wizard there. Looks like a nice robe for Czar or Edwin, as well as several scrolls that we'll make use of. A couple rings, which we already mentioned.
This is a trusting fellow.
Alright, and that appears to be possibly all of the... Oh, spoke too soon. We got one more basilisk over here.
Is a trusting fellow.
Somewhere. Oh, there he is.
Eat steel. Come.
We'll just go ahead and dispatch of this one as well. Rasad's probably fine? Okay, yeah, he's fine to jump in now. Alright. Let's go take a look and see if that was enough EXP to properly boost Shard heal to where she needs to be. I'm gonna go ahead and give her the first level up. And you see here, when we were putting points into open locks earlier, it was at 40. And what happened, the reason these numbers are actually higher now is because every race has their racial kind of natural ability to do these things, which then get added on top of everything else. We're going to raise our Find Traps to 15 because that's where we're going to need it for the time being, and we're just going to put the rest into open locks. About 80 is probably really all you need in open locks in order to play the entire game. However, 90 and 100 can just be convenient. It makes it so you don't have to drink power potions and other thief boosting skills and abilities in order to make up that extra 20%. For those of you who didn't know, there is no reason to put points into open locks beyond 100%. 100% is where the benefits cap out, whereas other abilities like Pickpocket, perhaps Hide and Shadows, although I'm not 100% sure, still benefit after going beyond 100%. At any rate, Chartiel still isn't high enough level. That's disappointing. I suppose we'll continue to walk around, see if we can find any more basilisks around here.
Hey, this is a trusting fellow.
I look. Selune guides my hand.
Unfortunately, Korax does walk rather slow, and he is again on a timer, which means we'll need to attempt to scoot him along as quick as possible. Eventually, he does get fed up with traveling along with the humans.
Who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
Also, he does not have Fog of War vision. He's essentially treated as any other charmed unit, and so you have to have vision of him in order to give him orders. Kind of. You can get around it by doing select all. When you select all, it will move your summons and charmed units.
Thank God. Who can resist the mighty strength of Luther?
Still not running into any basilisks.
Save your thanks, and will not go lightly.
We're gonna... Oh, we're like nearly at the end of the map. Are there just not?
Your wish?
There might not be any basilisks in this direction. Hey, let's see if we can have Rasad Cloak. Nope. We'll see if we can have Monteron Cloak. Nope. Monteron's in leather armor, so he should still be able to do that.
I am prepared.
Come on, Rasad. Prove that the monk isn't totally useless.
Your voice
I look
is
forward to your
ambrosia.
instruction.
What needs he dead?
Nope, we're just wasting a lot of time here. We'll push Korax over here and continue to attempt to hide in the shadows, but we can't wait here forever.
I am prepared.
Irritated.
Who can resist the
Hopefully, if
mighty
there's any
roar?
actual basilisks, Korax will still be in a prime position to
Your
get
voice
their
is like
attention, although I just don't know where they are.
could be no other. Something hardly worth my time. Your
Nope.
voice is ambrosia.
Looks like we got the attention of a greater basilisk. It's fine. We'll let the natural AI governing the ghoul allow Korax to target and begin attacking that basilisk, even though we can't see him. Korax again should... Wow, he's taking punishment from a lot of different ghouls here. Or, sorry, a lot of different basilisks here. Looks like 3 of them, possibly. At least 2. A lesser basilisk. For some reason, he's not attacking.
Hardly worth my time.
Not really sure why. There, now he's moving. We're just kind of trying to wait to make sure... Okay, good. Apparently, we had to get the basilisk on camera,
Save your pay.
which I didn't think that was how that worked, but that's fine. Okay. Successful paralysis on the greater basilisk, and now we'll just do the same thing with the lesser. Alright, there we go.
Steal, scum.
And it looks like Shartiel successfully leveled up there.
Save your thanks.
Your worthless lives end here.
Thank
All right.
God, and will not go lightly.
Men are
Shartiel will take that 3rd level. Now, where do we want to put these? We'll go up to 80 in open locks, and we'll just start banking find traps. Again, 15 is all we need in find traps right now.
And will not go lightly.
But eventually we'll want to get up at least to the 80 range. But we have a 6th party member, a thief, to boot. Let's go celebrate by going to the carnival. Oh no. Oh, okay, these are just regular kobolds. We stand a chance.
Thank God.
There's a good chance somebody dies here.
Something
Let's try to take these characters and run them this way. We're gonna have Luther stand in the middle, because he's got the best AC with a shield. Okay, Edwin gets hit. We're gonna pass him a healing potion, because a healing potion probably costs less than it's gonna cost to resurrect him. And he'll continue running while Luther hopefully draws their attention.
Save your and will not go lightly.
Luther did get hit there, and I think...
God.
Oh shoot, he's got his crossbow out. We're gonna swap him over to the sword, so that way he gets the shield
And will
bonus.
not go lightly.
Nice. Kobolds just are not worth the trouble.
Hey, this is a
And early on, the arrow-wielding kobolds, or the bow and arrow-wielding kobolds,
Save your
can snipe your mages pretty easily. Especially on, what are we playing on? Hard mode, where they deal 50% extra damage. Anyway, let's go ahead and level up Luther. Looks like we gained a level on all of that madness. We had a weapon point. Might as well go into Bastard Swords. What do we want him to do? Yo, did we gain 2 levels? Oh my goodness. Yo, we just rolled 2 levels right at the same time. Alright, so we go from being a level 1 fighter to a level 3 fighter. Monteron and his multi-classedness. Well, if Monteron put points into pickpockets because he really just doesn't need anything else. Chartil is going to be our superior thief in the party, so we can have fun just having him pick pockets at random. Perhaps. Czar, not much to do here on the level up screen, but it is going to get him another spell slot here. Let's go ahead and take Identify, start doing work with the unidentified items that we have. Edwin will level up having the superior intelligence, as well as being a specialized mage. Actually, they're both specialized mages, aren't they? Why does Edwin have more spell slots? Is it literally the intelligence difference? So, really quickly, we can explain specialized mages. Specialized mages, like here we have Edwin is a conjurer, Czar is a necromancer. What happens is they get an extra spell slot per level, or per spell level, not per character level, at the expense of not being able to cast an entire school of magic. There are 8 schools, therefore there are 8 unique specialized mage classes. I can't remember which school can't cast which spell, but we will probably run into that eventually, where we'll find a scroll that isn't in their book and one of them won't be able to learn it.
Your wish?
Rasad, what do we even do with you? We'll go ahead and level you up, but I just don't know what you do, my friend. Just put a bunch of points in Hide and Shadows because you've got nothing else to put them into. No weapon abilities gained. He's skilled in the katana and the ninjato, scimitar, wakizashi, tree, but I don't understand monks enough to know if that would actually be useful. It's like they tried to make the game's worst character by giving him specialized points in the 2 least represented weapon types in the entire game. What? If we do stats, is that gonna, or biography? I'm just looking for a kit description. Class, oh, here we go, okay. Sun Soul Monk. Don't really care who they worship. At 2nd level, may cast Sun Soul Ray once per day. Looks like they blast a light from their open palm, dealing 1d8 fire damage for every 2 levels of the caster, up to a maximum of 5d8. Undead take an additional 6 points of damage. So, yeah, that's not great. In fact, that's kind of actively terrible, especially right now. Let's just compare this for a moment to Luther. Luther wields a simple bastard sword. Costs us about 30 gold to buy. He deals 2d8 every time he hits. He's already dealing more damage than Rasad's Sun Soul Ray. Of course, if you're fighting against the undead, you are going to get that bonus 6 points of damage, which is going to be nice. It's going to be more than Luther. And every 2 levels, you are gaining another die on this ability, so that's going to be nice. But, yeah, that's... So, basically, Rasad can do 1 5d8 at level 10. Compare that to a wizard who is going to be doing multiple 5d8s when they get up into their level 3 spells. Yeah, it's just not great. It's just damage. There's no utility to this ability. And that's also why it just kind of is bad. Now, if it was 6 points of damage to undead per every 2 levels, then I feel like there would be a decent edge case to say, hey, you can nuke 1 undead thing, which I could see being really useful against some particularly pesky undead. It does look like at level 5 he gains Flaming Fists. Turns his unarmed attacks into fists that deal an additional 2d6. An additional 2d6. Now, I believe fists unarmed deal, 1d4? So suddenly you're dealing 1d4 plus 2d6, and that's not bad. It's already more than a Bastard Sword, although at that point in the game, by the time Rasad reached level 5, we would assume that we would have a Bastard Sword plus 1, maybe even plus 2. So it would still probably be on par with him. However, the duration increases, but not the damage. Yeah, at level 6, you get another Sun Soul. You can cast Greater Sun at level 8. Grants the monk 50 fire resistance and protecting you from attacks made within a 5-foot radius. An opponent that hits the monk with any weapons. So he kind of gains like a fire shield that hurts people when they touch him. So he becomes slightly usable about level 8. Slightly usable. Still. Do monks naturally get anything? Do they get any kind of just bonus with unarmed melee attacks to begin with? I'm not seeing anything here. Anyway, we spent enough time studying monks. Sorry about that. Just thought it would be interesting to take a quick look at them, since they are a very underutilized class, especially in Baldur's Gate 1. Anyway, we took a snooze there just because the party was looking a little worse for wear. I'm not sure how Shartil healed so much. She now has the ability to set a trap.
This is a trusting fellow.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick look around the circus. Seems like a fun place to go. Perhaps we'll bump into someone. Anyone. That would be nice. When they said circus, I didn't realize they meant giant field of trees. Oh, finally. Some, well, at least seats. Maybe this is the jousting location. Or actually, what am I saying? Those aren't seats. I think that is the jousting rails, or whatever you want to call them. Alright, let's see what interesting things we can find in containers that don't belong to us. We should probably have Shartil do most of this, since she does have the pick lock ability. Yeah. Let's see if she can pick this. Success! Oh, how boring. 2 spears. No one even uses spears in our party.
You need a new tailor. Your clothes
Uh-oh, this
look
guy.
absolutely dreadful.
Oh, how dreadfully unposh you all are. I mean, honestly, this is a carnival, not a gladiator's ring. I feel like neither of these choices are what Evil Luther would say. What a fabulous carnival. What a fabulous carnival, darling. Are you mocking me? Dost thou mockest me? Away with you, beggar. Alright, well, how wonderful. Lord Binky the Buffoon,
I will
everyone.
not go lightly.
Uh-oh.
Leave us alone, will you? Nothing for you here.
You there, stay back. If any of you come closer, I'll kill her. I'm serious. Don't make me do it. All I have to do is say the last word of my spell and she'll die. Don't tell me what to do, bozo. Step aside before you get hurt. I told you, but you wouldn't listen. Now she dies, and then you die. Arashaka! Oh, wow. Bentha died. Oh, well. I sincerely doubt a wizard stands much chance against a party of 6, but what do I know? This guy could throw a couple fastballs at us.
You are so irritating.
We'll attempt... This is risky. We'll attempt to have Edwin use color spray, although this could very quickly backfire. We'll have Rasad use his Soul Monk Fist ability. Shartil will swap back over to the longsword. Now she does gain... She has regained her fighter aspect again. So having a sword in one hand and a dagger in another is going to give her an extra attack per round. I believe with 2 points. It's a -4 in the offhand weapon, which is 1 extra attack per round with the offhand weapon, and it's a -0 in the main hand weapon. So essentially, she just gets an extra attack per round with a -4 to hit. Otherwise, she'll just function as if she's fighting with her longsword. Alright, we got a hit there with what looked like the Sun Soul ability. Yeah, it takes 8 fire damage from Assad. However, those mirror images are holding fast here. We really need to chew through them before this guy actually kills us. We're going to have Edwin casts his color spray spell. We're going to pull everyone back. Whoop. Nope, did not work. Zordal, too high level for color spray. Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently, color spray has no power here. Edwin will swap back over to his quarterstaff, which he's proficient in. Oh no, there it is. There's the horror spell. Okay, this is going to be a very not okay fight. Montron is going to drink his potion of speed and just desperately going to use this sling in an attempt to do something to get the attention of this wizard. Now, he did hit for 7 damage. We're not in a good place. In fact, yeah, Zar's dead. Zar has no chance of surviving. Melf's acid arrow was cast on him. He's going to die when the next tick of the arrow hits. Edwin has now also been hit with Melf's acid arrow, is also going to die when the next tick of Melf's acid arrow ticks. There we have it. We managed to win, but at what cost? 2 of our party members are dead. Alright, well, we've got a potion of heroism. Very, very good potion. Reduces your Thaco, which is a good thing, and gives you some extra HP. Only usable by fighters. We'll give that to Luther when he decides to stop running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Eventually. One day. This might take a little while. Alright. Meanwhile, we'll have Montron go ahead and check some of these shelves. Throwing dagger. Not much.
Thank God.
Alright, well, you know what? We always felt like Edwin was the better wizard anyway, so, goodbye, Zar. We loved your voice acting, but we didn't need 2 wizards in the party. And Luther just laughs evilly. Wildly. After the death of Zar.
Name your price.
We'll pick up the loot from our dead companions.
I understand.
And we'll need a quarterstaff from one of them. And then we'll just move on. We'll need to find a priest.
This way, good sir. Over here.
What? We don't have time for your shenanigans. There's not a lot to do at the carnival, unfortunately. We could recruit Branwyn. Actually, why don't we go do that? Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'm sorry, Zeke. We do want to talk with you briefly. Let's see if we can... So Zeke here will try to sell you a scroll that unpetrifies this statue, claiming that, you know, who knows who this person could be? They could be a princess. They could be wealthy and extol lavishing gifts to whoever frees them. And he'll try to sell you a scroll of stone to flesh at a markup of about 200 gold pieces over the normal price. We did just put all those points into Chartiel's...
This way, good sir. Over here.
We did just put all those points into Chartiel's pickpocket ability, so let's give that a try.
I'll do it.
Pickpockets failed? Well, that's not good. So Zeke is now upset with us. We have no option other than to just murder him in cold blood. Montron likes the fact that we just did that. And here we go. We now have the stone... or the scroll of stone to flesh.
Your wish?
We'll bop on over to the statue and give that a use. And here we are.
By the ice breath of Oral, 'tis good to see new faces and taste freedom again.
I am Branwyn, a war priest from the Norheim Isles. I have been trapped in the stone for what seems like an eternity. You have saved me, and for that I owe you my life. I am indebted to you, and by Tempest, I will leave no debt unpaid. Let me join whichever cause you're fighting for. I should make a valuable ally, and bring the favor of the Lord of Battles upon us. Well, we're always on the lookout for another warrior, especially after our last mage died. I am glad to be a part of your war party. I will not make you regret your decision. A word of caution, though. Beware the dog that trapped me in the stone. Trenzig, he called himself. He was in the employ of a mercenary group, but I do not know the name. I shall see him dead before I see the shores of home again. Alright, so we have Branwen.
By Temple Shield is a
Branwen is a cleric. Priest. No, she's a cleric. Where does it say? Priest of Tempest. It must be a subset of cleric that I'm not terribly familiar with. I believe in the original game she was just a cleric. She's a decent cleric enough with dex that's giving her +2 AC. Con is a little low. Strength is serviceable, I suppose. It's really the 16 whiz that you want in your priest so that she can actually cast her spells. We have Remove Fear. Well, that would have been handy to have earlier. 2 Cure Light Wounds and Command. Command is a fancy kind of spell to have as a one-trick get out of jail free if you're fighting a single enemy. However, I feel that Bless is probably just a more reliable option, so we'll go ahead and teach her Bless instead. We finally have a healer in the party. Now, she is true neutral, which means she doesn't really tend to care whether you're evil or good, although I feel like the game is a little unserviceable if you're going to play a villainous party, because true neutral characters will not leave the party if your reputation is 20. However, they will leave your party if your reputation is 1. We just killed Zeke and got a -2 to our reputation, which means that we're going to need to be careful, because if a rep ever drops to 1, she will just go up and leave, at which point we'll probably need to assassinate her in order to preserve any of the gear that we might have given her. She is completely unarmored and weaponless, unfortunately, so we'll give her one of those slings that Zara was using, in addition to several stones. If we can manage it. Did we pick up both slings?
Thank God. Hey, this is a trusting fellow.
I'm not sure that we did. We're going to go back in here and check. Montron is still zooming around, hopped up on that oil of speed we had him drink. Yeah, we picked up both slings, so we should be good.
This is a trusting fellow.
Hello?
Actually, was there any armor in
Fine
here?
day to die.
No, no armor. She can't use the dagger, but she can use the quarterstaff. She's a cleric, though. We want to definitely take advantage of
And we'll
some
not go
heavier
later.
armor once we find it.
Save your thanks. Thank God. That would, of course, be me.
I love that line. Alright, really quickly, we needed to look up exactly what the difference between a normal cleric and a priest of Tempest is. What their disadvantage, alignment restricted, chaotic good, chaotic neutral, chaotic evil, or true neutral. That's a disadvantage? Doesn't seem like a disadvantage to me, just seems like a minor inconvenience. Alright, Priest of Tempest, also known as the Lord of Battles, blah 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 blah. Advantage, may cast Holy Power once per day. Gains 1 use at level 1 and additional uses every 5 levels after. Holy Power, I believe, it might be the one that gives them strength equal to a fighter of equivalent level, and Thaco equivalent to a fighter of equal level. I think that's what it is. So she uses it, she essentially just gets a fighter's Thaco.
What is your command?
Again, I think... Here we... Oh, good. To imbue strength and skill of a fighter of the same level, strength is set to 18/00, which is amazingly high. So you're getting all of those bonuses that we were talking about at the highest tier of strength, exceptional strength, that we were talking about in the introduction episode. And Thaco becomes that of a fighter. They essentially become a fighter, because without the extra attacks per round, 1 temporary hit point per level, temp HP, never a bad thing. Yeah, this is a very, very strong ability. The duration, 1 round per level. It's a very short round, though. Although, you have to think, at about level 10 to 20, that's probably going to last the entire combat. 10 rounds of combat, most fights are going to be over before then. So yeah, this is a very strong ability. Not to mention the fact that they gain an extra cast every 5 levels. No, Clerics of Tempest, very strong. Because there's not much of a difference between a cleric that is casting Holy Power and a fighter of the same level, because really that most of the bonuses you get from being a fighter come from that Thaco and the exceptional strength bonus. Okay, what else do they get here? Chaos of Battle, bonuses all within 30 feet. will randomly affect the target's armor class, hit points, Thaco saves, or luck. The magnitude of this effect starts at 1 to 5. Now, when it says randomly affect, I'm going to assume that that's a good thing? What? Chaos of Battle applies bonuses to all allies and penalty to all enemies. I see. Okay, so that means it randomly raises armor class, hit points, Thaco saves, or luck for everyone in the party. And then it randomly lowers the same thing for all enemies. So it's almost like Bless, but not quite. It's certainly less directed. Just kind of an overall, hey, your party gets good things and the bad guys get bad things. Kind of like Bless and Bane at the same time, just random.
Hey, this is a
Yeah, Priest of Tempest seems like a pretty good choice.
I will not go lightly. I know a discerning eye when I see one.
Oh boy, this is a wall of text. An explorer of the lands, seeking wonders and oddities. Well, both I have. Unfortunately, I paid thrice the price for my iron wares, and not a piece is saleable. Mayhap the guard will take more notice when old swords wear, and the new snap like twigs in autumn. Nevertheless, you came here to buy, and I do have something special just for you. These potions are strange magic from a distant shore. A swallow of the violet, and a titan's might shall possess you. Ever after, exceptional strength is yours. Drink down the red mix, and your insights will rival Elminster's, your clarity of thought indefinitely enhanced. To you I offer them at the bargain price of 50 gold apiece, as restitution for my depleted selection. If they do not perform as I have promised, your money I will courteously refund. Will you relieve my hands of the violet? We don't want either of these, to be honest. So this guy sells you bunk potions. If I remember correctly, the potions might technically do something similar to what he's saying, but they also confound the drinker, or they like permanently corrupt your stats in such a horrible way that you would never want to actually use them. I feel like, though, Luther, or Evil Luther, would go after this. So we'll say, well, if it does what you say, I'll gladly take it. Already you must feel stronger just holding it in your hands. Yes, your packs weigh lightly upon your shoulders. Will you convince me of your satisfaction by purchasing the red elixir? I feel smart. I feel much stronger, but I don't think I'll buy your red potion. I'm pretty sure... I missed the line there. I'm pretty smart now anyway. No, please say I have not offended you in some manner. Ah well, at least I will have the satisfaction of knowing that the glorious deeds you will surely accomplish are in some measure due to the goodwill I have shown today. Out, all of you out, my coffers can ill afford any more charity. Thank you everyone for your patronage. Now out. So we've been swindled. We purchased a potion that is unidentified, and a pity. Czar actually had our identification spell. With him no longer in the party, we have no chance of identifying it and realizing the ruse that this man has put us under. Well, I suppose we'll just follow his directions and leave. We won't drink the potion because, again, it's very, very bad if you do. Why don't we just give a quick save? I believe we were successful there, yes. And give it a chug and we'll see what it actually does.
Here we go again.
Nope. It just kills you, apparently. Wow. Well, what would happen if we drank it? Alright, let's have somebody else who isn't Luther drink it. Like Rasad, buddy. Here, you drink this. Oh, what happened?
I am prepared.
So he drank the potion.
To your instruction.
Well, I suppose the potion does give you exceptional strength. 25 strength, but 3 dexterity and 3 con. Not exactly the bargain you want to
I
make.
shall commit to the task.
I wonder if it actually lasts. Let's snooze here. Does it wear off?
Your wish?
No? Wait, why is someone talking to us? We don't really care about this because we're going to reload
I
anyway.
am prepared. Cellule guides
We're going
my
to try and snooze again here.
I look forward to
Yeah,
yours.
I guess that's a permanent effect. I suppose the merchant is correct. The potion does indefinitely give you an insane amount of strength, 25 strength. Would be interesting if there was a strategy that involved using that. Something where you could boost your strength incredibly high and then somehow offset the negative dexterity. Now, you do pick up the Gauntlets of Dexterity out at the Knoll Stronghold. That's going to raise your dex to 18. That would be one way to get over that. Now, the con lowering is a lot harder to get around. I'm not sure if you can. Probably isn't worth it to have a character with 25 strength if they have no HP. Anyway, that's going to wrap us up for today. I was just kind of a lot of random things. We didn't really get any progress on the quest of going down to the Knoll Stronghold, but we picked up and rotated quite a few party members. Finally have a healer, so that's nice. In fact, let's take advantage of the healer now.
What is your command?
Does she not cast healing on
Save your
rest?
thanks.
Sure is a nice carnival they put on. If only more people were here to enjoy it. What is your favorite act? My wife's a fan of the guy performing Galahane's Nosferatu, but I'll take the Great Gazib's Exploding Ogre any day. Try and sleep again and see if Branwen auto-casts her healing spells. Yeah, she will.
You do not dream
Oh.
often, but tonight the visions are vivid.
I guess we'll end it with this.
Long have you walked, but now you find yourself back amidst the stones of Candlekeep. Your former home looms before you, the drab walls just as you remember them. Over the barricades you can see your old room, and you wonder if it really was as small as it appears now. As you stand before the keep, a familiar figure comes into view. Gorion stands before you, but his visage is shadowy and weak. He is dead in your dreams as in life. The phantom of your foster father mutely walks towards the woods, towards supposed safety, and beckons for you to follow as he did once before. This time you remain behind, knowing what is to come. Before your eyes, phantoms of the past reenact the pathetic scene that must have taken place in your absence. Clad in armor assuredly magical, a figure strides from the darkness. Admittedly a powerful mage in his youth, Gorion is all but helpless before the onslaught. As he falls, the scene begins again, replaying over and over. Each successive viewing makes the unknown warrior all the more impressive. As you stare at the murderer of your former mentor, one thought coalesces in your mind. You will have such power as this. Whatever it takes, you will have all that he does, and more. With that, a passage becomes clear through the darkened wood, and you wonder how you could have missed it. The trees close behind you as you walk, but you are unconcerned. The path feels right, and will assuredly give you what you seek. It seems to promise this in a voice you know, but yet have never heard. The image of Gorion's death replays in your mind throughout the night. You get used to it.
Of course, this dream sequence is affected by our reputation of 6. This is the evil version of the dream sequence where certain parts of the dream are different or altered from the good version. Here, you see your old room, but you wonder if it was always so small. When you see Gorion, he appears weak. What else do we have? Just, of course, this entire section here where you watch the murder of your foster father over and over. You get used to it. You see the murderer and you think, I'm going to have power like that. And Gorion beckons you to follow him, but you refuse, making it kind of symbolic that you no longer wish to follow the path that he laid out before you. Anyway, now we will close for the day. So thank you for watching another Please Insert CD Let's Play. If you're interested in checking more out of what we do, you can hop on down to the link below the video. If you want the Luther link, it's down there as well. Otherwise, thank you. Take care out there. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.